Well, the voice said is here. Then suppose we make a deal.
Hello my beautiful people and welcome to this week's weekly vlog. It's currently Saturday, which means I am really behind with vlogging, but never mind, we are here, it is happening. I'm in the car because Daniel is working in Dundee today, so I've decided to tag along and come with him. So I'm going to film some of my activities in Dundee. I just really want to sit in a coffee shop and read more than anything else because I really need to get reading done, and at home I've got too many distractions, whereas if I'm out and I'm in a coffee shop, my only thing to do is to read. So that was my logic, but there is this pre-loved like charity shop that I really want to go to as well, so I'm going to bring you along. But welcome to this week's vlog. Hello my beautiful people, it is some time since I last vlogged. I said in the first clip that I was going to this pre-loved vintage shop in Dundee, but for some reason it was closed, and I checked their Facebook page and everything and it didn't say anything about it being closed, so didn't end up going. But I sat in the Waterstones cafe for about an hour and a half and read a good chunk of my book, and I'm currently reading Binding 13. I'm reading it because my sister suggested it and because it's based in Ireland and I'm still on a high from being in Dublin. That's the reason why I'm reading it. So I got a good chunk of that done, and then on the way back I was reading more in the car and I had my headphones on. Daniel is currently on Akamath, the second book in A Court of Thorns and Roses series. He is listening to the audiobooks and he is loving them, and it's so fun watching him go through the journey that I've already been on. So yeah, we did that, and then we nipped and passed my mum's on the way back as well because she picked up a walking pad for me, which is basically like a treadmill, but you just walk on it. It doesn't go up to the speed that you can run on it. Just to have like at my desk so that in the evenings or in the mornings I can have like a walk, because with my hip and my back being a total pain in the bum, I am needing some form of exercise, and going outside isn't always an option because I'm too sore. So the walking pad was kind of like a in-between. So I'm quite excited about getting that into the house and then using that. It's still currently in the back seat of the car, but I am about 26% of the way through Binding 13. It is a chunky one. It is like a good 800 odd pages, so why I've decided to commit to that I'm not entirely sure, but here we are. This week I also finished Masters of Death by Olivia Blake, the audiobook. Really enjoyed the audiobook. I did read the physical book last year and absolutely loved it and gave it 5 stars, and the audiobook was exactly the same. It was 5 stars as well. So finally I finished a book recently because I feel like I have been so slumpy with reading this year, but I've got to remember that so much stuff has happened like in my life outside of YouTube that has kind of consumed my brain, and the enjoyment of reading has not quite been there. So I need to give myself a little bit of a break. I think I've read 13 books for the year so far, which isn't great. We're in June, but it's not a competition. It's not a race. I need to keep telling myself it's actually just okay. And I know a lot of us do that, where we put this pressure on ourselves to have like a reading goal and stuff and like get to that goal by the end of the year. And there's just no need for that. It sometimes like takes the enjoyment out of reading, and it just puts so much pressure on, and you feel like you're just pumping out books for the sake of pumping them out, and you're just not getting like that, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? You just don't get the hit, the endorphins, the good endorphins from reading a book and enjoying it. You're just kind of like doing the motions because you're trying to get to your reading goal. I definitely used to be like that. Not like at the start of the year. The start of the year, I was really enjoying reading books like in years that have passed. But sometimes I have put that pressure on myself. And I do get disappointed in myself when I'm behind with my reading goal and stuff. But why? Why do we get disappointed by that? Or like stressed out by it, or put so much pressure on ourselves? Doesn't make sense. It's a hobby. It's meant to be enjoyed. Why are we all putting this stress on ourselves at some point? But anyway, it is now, what time are we on? 5 to 8, and I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do for the rest of the evening. I haven't crocheted in a couple of days, and I'm still sort of in the learning phase of crocheting, so I'm trying to get into the habit of doing it a good couple of times a week so that I can actually crochet. But double crochet so far, that stitch is my favorite. I'm really enjoying that, so I might do a little bit more practice of that tonight. I am having the problem where the crocheting is like going sideways, or it's like going bumpy at the side, so I really need to focus on that and try and fix that. But might watch a movie, just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, that is sort of my plan for this evening. I think I don't really know quite what I'm doing yet, but yes. Daniel's just come back from the shop. But yes, I will check in with you guys later on.
Good morning, my beautiful people. I am a bit disheveled looking, but that's okay. It is really early in the morning. Well, I've been up since 5, but it is 20 to 8, and we have decided on a whim, because the weather is not too bad, fingers crossed it stays good, that we are going to do a car boot sale, because we have a lot of junk that we need to get rid of. So one man's junk, another man's treasure. So we have got the car packed up. We are just, Daniel's at the shop getting juice, and then we are heading off to the Thunderstorms car boot sale, which is like a 20-minute drive. You're meant to start setting up from you can set up between 7 and 9. So we're running a bit on the late side, so this is very, very stressful. But fingers crossed, we make a little bit of cash today, get rid of some of our stuff. I don't want us to come home with too much, because that would be a massive pain in the bum, because we're trying to get rid of it and make space in the house. So fingers crossed, wish us luck. I will take these with us, and I don't know how much I'm going to film. I don't even know if it's going to be busy because it's Father's Day today. But there is like a farmer's market that's starting today as well, so fingers crossed that means people are going to be a bit more excited to go out. Sorry, there was a person and they were looking at me and I'm talking. So yeah, let's go to the car boot sale. Let's hope, fingers crossed, the rain stays off, because it's not going to be good, and the clouds are looking a little bit dark. So compared to yesterday, the weather is definitely better, because it was like thunderstorms and stuff yesterday. So yeah, let's just wait and see. Fingers crossed. Hello, my beautiful people. Some time has passed and I'm sunburnt, because we were not expecting the weather to be as good as it actually was. So earlier on, I said that we had our fingers crossed and everything, that the weather was going to like stay dry or just stay the way it was. I went and did one better. It became like scorching sunshine. We were not prepared for that. But it was a really good car boot for our first car boot. It was absolutely mental though. I got like no footage whatsoever while we were there, but we literally opened the car boot, and I kid you not, there was people like crowding around the car going, how much is this? How much is that? How much is this? How much is that? Like half of the stuff didn't even like make it to the table. Like Daniel was still trying to like fanny about putting the table up, and people were like reaching over, like, oh, it was overwhelming. It was a lot. Thankfully it calmed down after that mad rush, and it was more like naturally organic, shall we say. But wow, it was wild. But we made a good little bit of money, and it was a fun experience, and we know how to do it now. I was a little bit stressed out and anxious about like how you even go about doing the car boot sale. I know like where to go, but like, where do you go once you're there? Like, do you have to queue up? Like, who do you have to talk to? So I was quite anxious with that as well. And the fact we decided to do it really last minute. But it was a success, and it was really good. And we left about 1:45 or something, but it passed so quick because there's just streams of people like coming all the time. And because it was such nice weather, so many people were there. So that was great. So that is a roundup of the car boot that I took you to, but I didn't technically take you to because it was just too busy. And then I came home. Daniel went for a nap because he'd only had like 3 hours sleep or something. So I woke him up super early this morning, and I don't think he was expecting that because when I went to bed, the plan was no car boot sale. But I woke up, saw what the weather was kind of okay, and then decided. So it was all a bit of a mad rush this morning. But yeah, I came home and I did some crocheting and I watched some YouTube, and Daniel had a nap. But I don't know why, but this keeps happening and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So anyone that crochets, can you please tell me? I need to watch more YouTube videos. But this is double crochet, and no matter what kind of stitch or crochet I do, I end up with this. So it's on bumpy on one side. I know it's something to do with like the turn once I get to the end and like what I'm doing. So what I'm doing, so this is double crochet. What I'm doing is I'm chaining 3 at the end of each line. If you aren't into crochet, this is going to make no sense, but I'll be as quick as possible. So I'm chaining 3 on each side when I get to the end, and then going in on the 3rd one. Am I meant to be going in on the 4th one? I don't know. But the thing is, on this side, it kind of is like a step. So I'm not even doing the same thing on both sides. So if anyone could help me, that is a crocheter, please let me know, because I'm fucking up somewhere and in 2 different ways. So yeah. But anyway, I am away to quickly go have dinner. Daniel's going to football, and while he goes to football, I'm going to go and do our food shop in Asda because we've had such a busy weekend. I've had no time to do that. So I'm just casually going to stroll around, Asda for an hour while he does that. But it's quite a big Asda, so I can like go to like the home section and like take my time, and yeah, it's gonna be a nice time. Whether I take you with me or not on that journey, I don't know. Depends how busy it is, I suppose. But anyway, I'm gonna go because I've chatted for too long. But yes, that is the wrap up of the car boot sale and the anxiety that came along with it. Hello my beautiful people, it's Monday morning and I did not end the vlog and I didn't film anything in Asda because Holly came and met me and then she took me home, so I didn't have to wait for Daniel, so that was really nice. I am whispering because Daniel is still sleeping, but I just wanted to come on and end the vlog and say I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. I have got back into the habit of vlogging, which is good. I'm just sitting at my work computer because I'm going to be starting work in like 45 minutes. So I'm going to try and read a little bit. On Saturday, I read about 70 odd pages, which is the most I've read in ages. But this week I'm going to try and get a bit more reading done because Binding 13 is pretty chunky and I've got the hiccups, sorry. And I would like to get it finished before the end of June. Ideally, I think I'm about 190 pages or something into it, so I've still got a fair chunk to go, like another 600 pages or something, so that's fun. It might even be more than 600 pages, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this vlog and I will see you all next time, same place. Bye bye.